You know what I am an expert in, though, is talking while games of StarCraft happen in the background. Spawning in the upper right-hand corner of ley lines, we've got Shopify Rebellion's ByuN. And his opponent in the lower left-hand corner, we've got Creator. It's going pretty good, Tater Tutor. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, I'm not an expert in casting StarCraft, but I am an expert in talking while a game of StarCraft happens. That's something I'm really good at. Like I'm like top 1% in talking while a game of StarCraft happens. I feel pretty confident in saying that. I've been talking while games of StarCraft happen for 7 years now. Yeah, I guess it's been just about 7 years. A little over 7 years since the first StarCraft I ever cast. Yeah, exactly. You got it. So Creator looked very good against Cure. I do feel like he had some Cure, like a Cure-specific build in Game 1. I don't know if that's true, but it certainly felt like it countered what Cure was doing very well. It was a lot of charge lots against a tank push with Marines with no stim and combat shields, and like stimless combat shieldless Marines against charge lots are bad. Tanks against charge lots are bad. It worked out very well. The Banshees didn't really add much, and a fresh warp and a Stalkers pushed them back immediately. Creator also jumped immediately on top of the army, but it just felt like a good build from him. But ByuN's a very different player than Cure. Be interesting to see how this differs. Already, ByuN opening up with extra Reapers and Hellions here for some harassment at the start of the game. Creator obviously is going to know that ByuN's a different kind of player, so it'll be interesting to see. We're also on an old map, and I was saying the last match that Creator feels like maybe he's one of those Protosses that is good at taking advantage of new maps and players being a bit unfamiliar with them. But that's not going to be the case here, right? These guys have played on this map a few hundred times already. So Creator seems like he's going to be pretty prepared for this. Hellion taking some damage. Oh, and it's going to go down. Great force field as well, man. Really nicely done. I love that Creator is targeting those Hellions as well, because that damage is much more likely to be permanent than the Reaper damage. Kills the Hellion, stops everything else from coming in for the time being. He's got a Reaper wall up here, so they can't jump up into the base. Just beautifully handled by Creator. I do like that ByuN kept these units alive. He could have dove in, and he probably would have gotten a few probes. But I do kind of doubt it would have been worth it, and there's a chance that maybe later on they can be a little bit more useful. Well, they're going to spot this third base at the very least. Oh, and it's another charge first build out of Creator. So this is at least a very similar opening to what he did against Cure in Game 1 of that last match. We'll see if it ends up working out for him here as well. You know, it's kind of funny. I feel like this build from ByuN is actually very similar to what Cure did. It doesn't look like he's going to have a nice, like, 2-tank, 2-Banshee, handful of Marine push, which is what Cure had against Creator. ByuN, though, going for a Raven after that Banshee, and is going to just chase this poor Observer into the corner. Look at him bully this poor Observer. That Raven just big bully. Looks like the Reaper count is slowly dwindling. This is a cloakless Banshee, so it's not probably going to get much done. There's a couple of Stalkers in here. But it can be annoying. ByuN's usually pretty good at keeping these alive. But Creator, very good at spotting this, is going to send it right into the corner with 36 hit points left. Not too much you can do about that. And it seems like ByuN's going to wait for his upgrades to finish before doing any sort of push. But it does feel like he's got a push planned. Creator, though, already getting into Storm. Already got a High Templar warped in the Prism as well. And I feel like that's a really nice thing to have against the kind of attack ByuN seems to be planning. No, Reaper's still not getting a kill. Looks like that shield battery healing him up. Good Stalker positioning once again here from Creator, keeping the Raven back, because Raven has a lot of energy on it. Almost wonder, I do wonder actually, if this Raven would be more useful in the army, considering we have a Warp Prism for the High Templar. And if ByuN can shut this Warp Prism down before the High Templar drop out, I mean, that is a huge deal in this kind of a situation. To the point where, yeah, it feels like maybe... Oh, he would have to research it, though. Ah, he doesn't have Interference Matrix researched. All right, well, anti-armor missiles are still pretty good, so I guess he could do that, too. And he's going to bring that over with the army, but not before a fight happens. Oh! Oh, my God, that was the... actual best storm that Creator could ever hope for. ByuN just taps out. He just leaves. Man, you ever been stormed so bad you just left the game? Because that just happened to ByuN, man. He just ate the storm of all time. It didn't even kill that many units like that first storm, but it weakened so many of them. Just ended that game. Man, you can't really ask for a better storm than that from Creator. The whole army just came in grouped up, and the storm landed dead center right as they started shooting, so they had stopped moving. Took a huge amount of damage. And like I think ByuN was just kind of hoping to trade with the army a little bit there, push it back, but he wasn't even going to be able to do that super well. I'm a little surprised he left. I feel like he could have played that game out a bit. We saw Cure play some games out from pretty far behind. But I don't know. I guess he wasn't feeling confident. So we'll go into the Big McTalkamac for map number 2. See if ByuN can pull it back. Bring us to a game 3. I hope so. I would love to see a game 3 between these two. But let's see what happens here in game number 2. Spawning in the lower left-hand corner, we have the Shopify Rebellion's ByuN. And his opponent in the upper right, despite being against a gauntlet of a couple of the best Terrans to grace this planet Earth, he is 3-0 against them right now. It is Creator. It would be kind of insane, actually, if Creator just 4-0'd Cure and ByuN back-to-back. Just like 2-0ing each of them would be a huge, huge win for Creator. Like, I do feel like his PvT has been fine, generally speaking, but I don't know, man. Like, taking out Cure and ByuN is big. It'd be pretty sick to see Creator playing at that level. I just realized my cat's knocked down my speaker at some point. I don't know where that is. They had like a scuffle in here a few days ago, the cats, and my monitors, which are like on monitor arms, they were just like all askew. My camera, which is on a tripod behind the monitors, was like almost fell off the desk. I'm very glad it didn't because it's an expensive camera. The speakers were all knocked over. One was off the table. There must have been a bit of a scene in here. The officer declares no speaker. Yeah, we have 2 law enforcement cats, but much like the law enforcement in this country, instead of enforcing the law, they're much better at just breaking the law. They don't really do much law enforcing, you know what I mean? Seems like really they're much better at causing trouble than solving it. Anarchy reigns, yeah. Yeah, I guess so. I guess it does. I see you too are in the U.S. R.I.P., dude. R.I.P. Could be worse, you know? It could be worse, Perfection. I'm not sure how right now, but it could be. We're working on it, dude. It's... I believe that one day in the U.S., it won't be able to be worse. I believe in our ability to get there, you know? We are the greatest country in the world. We can achieve anything if we put our minds to it. Oh man, Perfection. I like genuinely have been thinking about that movie kind of a lot lately. And it's painful how much more I have identified with it lately. Like, I see it. I'm watching it, you know? I'm watching it happen. It's like a car crash in slow motion that I can't stop. I mean, they knew what they were making. But, like, part of me, I guess, hoped that it would just become less true instead of more true. Anyways, ByuN's going to get on top of this Nexus very quickly. Using the Widowmine to try to body block, and he is going to force the cancel. Creator is not going to try to defend that right now. Hellion, oh my god, the Hellion sneaks through. Can it get a kill? It's like one tap away from dying. Oh my god, it gets a kill. And now the Widowmine is here. Creator restarts that third base. But, I mean, this is a really nice opening for ByuN. Not trading a lot for a cancel on that base. Plus, just a couple, you know, a little bit of damage to trade that as well. And it feels like ByuN's put himself in a good spot. It is going to be a little bit before he can do much of a push, though. His third barracks isn't quite done yet, so Stim and shortly +1 will be on the way, but it's going to be a little while before he has everything with him for a push. That being said, Creator doesn't really have much going for him either. He's got Blink Stalkers, but not many of them. I guess 7 of them around somewhere. Oof. Well, that is a good Blink Stalker right there. ByuN's going to target down some probes. He gets one. Oh, he's going to move out. Did these Stalkers miss that somehow? How did they miss that? Dude, if Terry Crews is president, that'd be dope. It is true that that president might be a better president than the current president. That may be the case. Well, this push goes completely uncontested by Creator. I think these Stalkers must have showed up just a second late or something. And that's awful for Creator, man. He was like, okay, I've got the info. If he moves out, I'll see it. And he didn't see it. And that's just the worst feeling. And now 10 probes are dead. The third base is dead. The units that were here are dead. And these Blink Stalkers don't know what to do with themselves. ByuN could pull back, but he's not gonna. He's gonna stay here. Stim is done.
Oh, man, Chickenman.
I don't think ByuN remembers Stim is done. He's gonna stim a little bit late, but he is gonna kill so many of these stalkers. He's gonna chase after these units as well as a dead immortal. And he's gonna stim and just try to run away. He's killed so many stalkers. There's not gonna be too many dying. Perfection, thank you for the resub, my dude. I appreciate it. Welcome back to the flock, my friend. Pleasure to have you here. I mean, Terry Crews seems like a very solid guy. I'm sure, like anybody, he's not perfect, but I think it speaks very well to his character that he spoke out against the sexual assault that he was a victim of. Not something that men usually do. Oh man, ByuN. ByuN's army is looking just impossible to stop right now for Creator. Creator had some Blink Stalkers that unfortunately weren't really able to do much to stop that first push, and I just don't think he's got the economy to keep this defense going too much longer. He's going to do his best with the micro here, but there's just going to be too much bio, too much healing, and GG gets called. ByuN will be taking us, in fact, to a game number 3. Honestly, Tater Tutor, it's incredible that that emote is allowed on Twitch. I love it. I've seen so many just like innocuous emotes banned. I love that emote's not banned. I do wish the loop was a little better. You know, like I feel like we're about 1 or 2 frames from a perfect loop. Like I actually think we might be 1 frame from a perfect loop. Yeah, I think we take 1 frame out of that, we're at perfect. Listen, it's not my emote, but as somebody who has made a handful of GIF emotes, sometimes that 1 frame, just get it going in a perfect circle. Maybe he'll go for perfection. Maybe he will. All right. Oh, we're going to Persephone. Oh, nice. I've been wanting to see this map. We haven't seen this one yet today. Let's hop on into game number 3 on Persephone. Of course, the goddess of spring, I believe. And it is spring right now. We're in May. I feel like that's, or was it like, I feel like the thing was in winter she went down to the underworld, so everything froze over, and then in spring she came back up, so everything got warmer again for the summer. So I don't know if she's the goddess of spring, but it's something like that. I don't know. The goddess of the Verdun. Anyway, spawning in the lower left-hand corner of Persephone, we've got Shopify Rebellion's ByuN. And his opponent in the upper left, it is Creator. I live in Arizona, don't talk about spring. Listen, it was your choice to move to that city, okay? That city is an affront to God. Humans should not live there. You were born there. Oh, no. Oh, I'm so sorry, Tater Tutor. I'm so sorry. I mean, I'm sure there's plenty of nice places in Arizona. I don't know where in Arizona you live. I kind of just assumed Phoenix because that's where like 3/4 of the state lives. But yeah, I personally, I have no desire to live in the desert. I'm not a desert person. Not a big fan of the desert. I love trees. Big fan of trees. Really love water. Huge fan of those two things, especially in combo. I was actually No, it's the other show, Perfection. What's the King of the Hill? We have Cactus. We have you do. There are cacti. It's true. Get some nice saguaros, big old saguaros, and other cacti. I mean, cacti are cool, but you know where else you can grow cacti? Hawaii. There's actually a lot of places in Hawaii that are dry enough to grow cacti that are very close to places that are very wet. It's kind of weird to have like really interesting micro ecosystems. Particularly on the Big Island. The Big Island actually has like 13 different biomes or something like that. Like it's a crazy amount of different like biomes on the Big Island. But even when I lived in Oahu, I remember one of the community colleges, might have been Honolulu Community College. No, I feel like it was one of the other ones. I don't know. One of the community colleges had a bunch of cacti on the campus, and it was like really close. It was just a few miles away from like the valley that I spent a lot of time in, which was very wet valley. And it was just so interesting to me that like it really just in a few miles you can go from lush green, like borderline jungle to just a bunch of cacti. But it was so much drier there. It just got significantly less rain that the cacti were, they thrived. Oh, that's a nice positioning of the Stalkers there by Creator. He is going to get the medevac, and these Marines can't really do too much about the Stalkers. So yeah, they're going to go for some probes. They'll get a few. I feel like Creator could have maybe saved a couple more, but you know what? They don't even get that fourth one, so I think that's well worth it. Cyclone in the front, dealt with, it looks like, by the presence of the Immortal. Ooh. Oh, the force field. Oh, that was... Man. Dude, what is Creator on right now, dude? He is playing so well. Incredible. ByuN sending a Liberator out. And it looks like he is, I mean, gearing up very similarly to what we saw last game. A little bit of a different start, but not too dissimilar, right? A little bit of harassment into a Marine tank push. Hopefully for Creator this game, he is able to spot that push moving out. There's this thing where if you scout but you don't see... Oh my god, Creator. Okay, he's going to finally clean that up, but 5 probes and 2 Stalkers going down for that. If you scout but don't spot the thing you're looking for, it can almost be worse than not scouting at all. And in that last game, those 2 Stalkers just didn't see the move out, and Creator had no clue it was coming. In that situation, you want Blink Stalkers to be poking at the Marines the whole time. But this game, Creator is he's doing a little bit more harassment than we saw last game. We didn't really see much of this from him. Gonna get a couple of SCVs, but that's about it for now. Just trying to keep an eye on what's going on over here. He does have the probe out front, so hopefully, again, for this game, he spots that. The Observer going to help him as well.
I am here in the shadows.
Oh, somebody's here in the shadows. Oh, ByuN coming across with a double drop. A lot of units in the main base right now for Creator, though, and yeah, ByuN catches just a whiff of that and is going to pull back and drop outside of the main base. Storm is just now finished up. There are a couple of High Templar. Yeah, there's a couple of High Templar. One of them is in this. Oh, he's gonna try to game-ending drop again, or game-ending storm again. Excuse me. But good hot pickup from ByuN. He saw that coming. Doesn't take too much damage, and gets out of there. And this game, ByuN has a third base on the way. That was something we did not see in game one, and is part of the reason I think why he left so suddenly. I feel like there wasn't a third base in that game. But this time, this is really just some pressure. He's not putting a lot of stock into this push. Getting huge damage done. Backing out of that storm going to help him quite a bit. All right, so Persephone also has this healing pad, but as Timmy pointed out earlier on, it has these air blockers, so air units actually can't go in here and get healed unless they're Vikings. I wonder, could you land a Viking and then lift it up in here? I guess you can. I don't see any reason why you can't. I wish we saw more air blockers in maps. I think it probably wouldn't work super well in a lot of situations, but I kind of do wish there was like a tunnels situation. Also, I guess Colossi can't go in here, huh? Interesting. But we do also have speed zones all along this side, including through here. So a lot of potential speed to be had around this side. Seems maybe like something that could affect Zerg games a lot more. Oh my god. Oh, the storms. Oh, ByuN's going to pick up, but my god. Yeah, unfortunately, no Zergs playing in today's tournament. I don't know if there were any Zergs at all. There's a few players I'm not sure what race they play. But actually, they didn't play, like... Yeah, we didn't have any Zergs in today's. I guess all the Zergs are not playing in honor of Dark not playing. It does look like ByuN is losing some stuff here. This drop, though, going to pull part of the army back to try to defend this fourth base. And it looks like they will be able to defend the base as these units just trying to catch some stalkers out. And they're going to target down some stalkers. Nicely done by ByuN, getting some damage done there where it looked like he was getting nothing. Yeah, Zerg are on strike. They know that Dark is going into his military service now. And without Dark, you know, they're just feeling like it's not worth it. It's not worth playing today. They're taking the week off. It's the hive mind, true. Oh, cheeky little pylon over here. It's kind of cute. I feel like you don't see proxy pylons too much these days. In this matchup later in the game, anyways. Creator spreading out some units here, just trying to get as much vision as possible, keeping an eye on the fourth base. I guess the potential fourth bases here as well. He does have Colossi coming out as well as Disruptors. Thermal Lance is on the way. ByuN is going to maintain... I was going to say he's going to maintain an upgrade lead, but his 2-2 is actually very far away. So Creator's about to take the upgrade lead. I'm just going to kind of be leapfrogging it. Ooh. Tanks here is not particularly ideal, and in fact is causing a lot of friendly fire damage on those SCVs. And just a few Zealots running in here is causing so many problems for ByuN. Going to be pulling the army back now, but as one Zealot is going to spot the army. Uh-oh. ByuN might have to, yeah, rotate around south here. More Zealots coming in now, knowing there's no bunker or anything. The army is closer by, but that's still 14, 15 SCVs going down to just a handful of Zealots running by. ByuN's going to be able to find this pylon now, so that will fall. But Creator is taking a fifth base, and it looks like he's going to start pushing down the right-hand side here. Well, ByuN needs to be careful. Oh, looks like Creator moving around closer to the middle. Now, ByuN's army is a little bit split right now. He does spot this coming, I think, though. I don't know if he's going to be fully ready for this. He has possibility of a pincer move here. If he can catch this army in between his 2 Bioforces, but it doesn't look like Creator's committing in. He's staying just outside the choke point here, trying to bait ByuN into a bad fight. He's got Storms, Colossi, and Disruptors. First ball goes out, doesn't really get much of a hit. EMP's landing on top of a lot of this. ByuN has got to be really careful engaging into this army. He's got a good Viking count, though. He's going to try to send those forward. Stalker's trying to pick them off. Disruptor Nova's coming out, get a decent shot, but I think that's the last Nova available. However, there's 5 Immortals on the ground here. They're doing a very good job helping out in this fight. I don't know if it's quite enough, though. Both army supplies getting very low. But it does look like with the healing, these last few Marauders, as often is the case, are going to be enough to just hold on, shove this back. Both players losing a lot there. That being said, ByuN's just finished up his 4th base. He's down a handful of workers, but Creator's 5th just finished up, so he is just going to maintain a pretty large economic lead here. It's actually much more substantial than I would have guessed. I guess ByuN losing all those workers earlier is really being painful for him, and now that Creator was able to put that pressure on and maybe has a little more map control, keeping ByuN back to defend his bases, he's going to go ahead and take this gold on the far right side. As he sends Zealots in here, there's a few Widow Mines to try to help out, as well as the Sensor Tower. Stalker's coming in as well. Those Widow Mines are going to do a great job buying some time and stopping the Zealots from coming in, but man, the Stalker's even getting a medevac. This is great stuff. Great gameplay from Creator today, man. He is looking very strong in this matchup. Oh, and he's got this huge Robo army up here just getting ready to ambush in, but loses the Disruptor very quickly. Storm's hitting the Vikings. Stalker's up there as well as ByuN tried to come around the side with the Vikings. I love the idea of that. Unfortunately, Creator was very prepared for it, it seems. And now this 3rd base is in so much trouble. ByuN feels like he just has to push in, but these Colossi kiting everything back, just mincing up the front lines of this Bio army. They have +3 attack against +2 armor as well. I don't know how much that really matters, but it feels like it's adding a lot right now. And with no Vikings, ByuN having a really tough time dealing with them. Creator just keeping that pressure on is a great way to defend this more forward gold base that he can start to send some probes to now. Another Colossus makes its way downtown. ByuN in a bit of an awkward position here, fighting into the choke point. He does have a good amount of Vikings out now, though, so the Colossi are going to go down very quickly. SCV's coming off the line to fight. These 5 Immortals still doing God's work on the front lines, but a few of them get caught, and all of a sudden, Creator seems to be crumbling right before our eyes here. These last few bio units with the SCV is going to be enough to kill absolutely everything on the ground. Oh, and Creator's in some trouble now, man. Look at that army supply, 72 to 32. Creator's got to get some warp-ins going quickly. ByuN needs to get going, though. He needs to push very, very soon because that huge eco lead that Creator has is going to allow him, yeah, look at this eco lead, to catch up an army supply very quickly. I think ByuN really needs to take advantage of the lead he's got. But he's got to be careful as well. Good EMP, but he's got to dodge that storm. He's going to scan and see nothing here. Very ghost heavy in this army right now. But that means that he's going to have EMPs for days. And he should be able to take care of this base. It looks like he's just going to focus on that. Just sending those probes away, killing a few, killing the gold base. Making this income a little bit closer to even. But there's 3 Colossi up here, and ByuN, I don't think he's going to be ready for 3 Colossi, man. That is... Are there 3 Robos? Yeah, there's 3 Robos, man. Oh my god. There are 5 Colossi in this army. ByuN needs to pump Vikings like there's no tomorrow, man. 5 Colossi is really good when the Viking count is low. But with a big Viking count, if you can clear that very quickly, that's a lot of supply. That's 30 army supply. And then landed Vikings, honestly, not too bad. Maybe not great against 3-2 Stalkers, but like, not too bad, you know. Stalker's just going to try to pick off some of these units. Man, yeah, 5 Colossi is big. ByuN knows it too. He is just going to lift this base, try to run some of these SCVs away. He is losing some, but he might lose this base. He has taken a 5th. Looks like he's floated his main base over. He's going to lose this base for those last few Stalker shots. He's still afraid to engage this army, even with, what was that, 8 Vikings. Patches, thank you so much for the raid, Patches. Welcome in. Patches, I saw you have a map in the map pool. Very cool. Hope you had a great stream, my friend. Wait, this is your map? Oh, damn. Okay, this map is actually sick, Patches. I forgot which one was yours. I just remember seeing your name at some point looking through them. I actually really like this map. This base is really cool. I hadn't really noticed this base earlier, but ByuN able to just kind of sneak this base. Oh, but he's going in for it, man. Trying to get some EMPs. Oh, Disruptor Nova not getting a huge hit. Kind of an awkward fight here for Creator. Oh, and the Stalkers are not doing their job, man. The Colossi are just dying up here. I think ByuN's got this. Creator, he's taken so many good fights in these PVTs. But the last couple with these bigger, more complex armies, it feels like he's been struggling a bit. And now he's losing all of his robo units. He's down to 110 supply. The economies are relatively even here. And it feels like Creator is just not, there's no way he's going to have enough to fight this army. His +3 armor was also quite late, so ByuN was able to take that upgrade lead a bit here. Oh my god, we just lagged like crazy. Hopefully that didn't affect the players. I don't think it's going to affect this game anyways, because it feels like this is about it as the Vikings land here. ByuN clears up the last of this Zealot Stalker army. I mean, it's, oh my god, he's using the health zone! You can't fight into that, Creator. You can't do it, man. That's too much healing. Creator is fighting this out, man, tooth and nail, but we just see the supplies are telling a story. I do feel like ByuN maybe needs to take another base back at home. Like, this base could definitely float over here. He's just really focused. He wants to just win this game right now. He's got so few units here. His medevacs are so low on energy, he realizes that going into the health zone is going to be much quicker and also help preserve some of this. And look at that. He's going to go land this base. He knows now that he's got the pressure on that Creator cannot afford to send anything across the map. Oh, there's a DT in here. That's cheeky. There's the scan, though, as ByuN hears the telltale swipe of the DT's scythe. Disruptor, go to health zone, Disruptor. That's not going to matter. GG gets called. ByuN somehow takes that game, man. A couple of really, really good fights. And honestly, it feels like kind of a couple of mismanaged fights from Creator, which we haven't seen so far today. He's been so good in these engagements. But in that game, there were a couple that really didn't go his way. And that very last big one, ByuN kind of had to bring it to him, man. His main was floated over to take a 4th. He was not in a great position. But he takes a big fight, takes a big dub. GG.